Hello friends, today we are again live now and we'll discuss about the new rule 88C. New rule 88C is about telling the manner of dealing with difference in liability reported in the statement of outward supplies and that reported in return. It means there is a difference between GSTR-1, the statement of outward supplies, and GSTR-3, the return itself. At the inception of the GST, at the inception of the GST, there were two-way communication system process. The supplier is filing their GSTR-1, putting or coming this input in the GSTR-2A of the recipient, and the GSTR-3 would be filed. But during this process, portal is not at all complete or is not at all in sequence with the GST law. So, commensurate with the time itself, there is a change in the system itself. Whenever you have to file only the two returns, the GSTR-1 and the GSTR-3B, only two returns. At the inception of the GST and today itself, there is a changes in the system with effect from 1st of January 2021, then in 2022. What is there? That in case you are defaulter in filing your GSTR-3B for the month of December, you will not be able to file the next tax period GSTR-1, right? Earlier there were period of two preceding months. It means कि अगर आपने GSTR-3B इस महीने की फाइल नहीं करी, then the portal restrict you itself that you will not be able to file for the GSTR-1 for the next tax period. पहले पीरियड 2 मंथ्स का गैप हुआ करता था, इसको धीरे धीरे कम करते हुए 1 मंथ का कर दिया. Because there is we have to restrict the supplier that whatever you show in your GSTR-1, pay the liability in your GSTR-3B. So there will not be any perceptions. But somehow there are many, as many as suppliers are there in the country, that they are putting 100 liability in their GSTR-1 and showing 80 liability in their GSTR-3B. से ठीक है, बाद में हो जाएगा, बाद में इसको पे कर देंगे. सो धीरे धीरे करके रेस्ट्रिक्शंस पुटिंग करते गए सप्लायर्स के पार्ट के ऊपर. बट नाउ with effect from today itself, with effect from new year, with effect from 1st of January itself, this notification is came on 26th or 27th of December, and notification is in place, and that says about the rule 88C. It means GST में नया रूल आया है, सावधान रहिएगा सप्लायर जो अपनी वन फाइल कर रहे हैं, नहीं तो recovery proceedings shall be initiated. And what this rule comes. Rule 88C is dealing with the manner of difference between the GSTR-1 and the GSTR-3B, right? It means the tax payable as per GSTR-1 exceeds than or greater than tax payable as per GSTR-3B related to the outward supply, right? अभी हम ITC के ऊपर फोकस नहीं कर रहे. It's all together dealing with the outward supply. So the tax payable as per GSTR-1 is greater than or must be greater than your tax payable as per GSTR-3B. the table number 3 of the GSTR-3B. कभी किसी पीरियड में, फॉर एग्जाम्पल फॉर द दिसंबर मंथ, you are filing your GSTR-1 on or before 11th of January and putting the tax liability of 100 rupees, let's say. Then you are filing your GSTR-3B, say on or before 20th of January, and you are putting or mistakenly put in your GSTR-3B, forget about 100, you are putting 90 rupees. So there is a difference. There is a difference of tax payable as per GSTR-1 minus tax payable as per GSTR-3B. So there is a positive difference. In case there is any positive difference, then what will be the scenario? Rule says something amount or something percentage that decided by the council. Still we have to wait for the something amount and something percentage. वो कुछ भी परसेंटेज और कुछ भी अमाउंट हो सकता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अभी पोर्टल पे क्या चल रहा है, 20% का डिफरेंस, राइट. आप देख ही रहे हो कि जहां भी 20% का गैप आ जाता है वो रेड फ्लैग कर देता है. अभी हमारे पास वो परसेंटेज डिफाइन नहीं है. वी हैव नॉट एनी सच परसेंटेज और द अमाउंट डिफाइंड इन द रूल इटसेल्फ. So by the way, the tax payable as per GSTR-1 greater than the tax payable as per GSTR-3B. Now what will be the next procedure? Listen carefully. The next procedure is the department will send an intimation to the registered taxable person, the supplier, that this is the difference, right, to their email ID in the form DRC01B, right? So whenever there is any difference, for it is applicable right now itself with effect from today, that whenever there is any difference, tax payable as per 1 minus tax payable 1 oblique IFF can be there. Tax payable as per 1 minus tax payable as per 3B, there is a positive difference, then that difference shall be sent in the form of intimation to the supplier, to the registered taxable person, that this is the difference, to their email ID in the form of DRC01B. And this DRC01B covers part A itself, right? This is the first clause of 88C. Now putting to first clause, that this is the difference. You are not requesting, but I am directing that to pay this differential tax liability along with the interest, because you are default to pay such difference in your GSTR-3B. I am directing you to pay the differential tax liability along with interest in the form of DRC03. Either you have to pay. Sir, there can be mistake or there can be an error in filing of GSTR-3B, right? If there is any negative difference, then it will not be concern of the department. But if there is any positive difference, then this intimation surely will come, either to pay the liability or explain the difference. There is error, you can satisfy with your document that there is an error between the GSTR-1 and GSTR-3B. Okay. And this either to pay the liability or to explain the difference in the 7 working days. So you have a 7 working days only to reply with your query in the form of Rule 88C Part B of DRC01B. राइट. तो अभी तक हमारे सामने क्या पोजीशन और सिनेरियो आ गया कि देयर इज अ, आपने 1 फाइल करी, राइट, फिर आपने 3B फाइल करी. You have filed 1, then you have filed 3B. There is a difference, 1 minus 3B. There is a positive difference. Whenever there is any positive difference, then department will send an intimation in the form of DRC-01B in the part A, directing you to pay the liability or explain the differences in 7 days. They are putting information as a 7 days. Then your position will come. As a professional position will come that if there is a mistake or there is any intention, if there is any intention, then pay the liability, because it's better to pay the liability as soon as possible along with the interest in the form of DRC-01B part B on the GST portal. But there is not any intention, there is a bona fide error, and there is you have the explanation that there is a mistakenly putting, or I am adjusting my earlier tax liability to this liability. I am putting my earlier tax liability adjusted with this tax period liability. So I am explaining the differences. I am explaining with the reason, or if the reason is not explainable, next clause is coming. If the reason is not explainable, or the reason is not satisfactory as per the officer's perspective, and the amount is unpaid. Obviously, the amount is unpaid because you have not explained such differences. There is a difference outstanding in your 1 and 3B and directing you to pay the liability as per DRC 03. But whenever your reply is furnished and the departmental officer is not satisfactory with your reply, or no explanation is received within a period of 7 days, so you have to properly check out the portal frequently itself and to the email address given on the portal, because 7 days is very short term period and you have to reply, and the reply is not coming within a period of 7 days, then recovery proceedings shall be initiated as per section 79 of the CGST Act. What is recovery proceeding? हमारे जो यहाँ पे बैनर लगा हुआ है उसमें भी यही लिखा हुआ है कि ध्यान से सुनिएगा सप्लायर्स, अगर आपने गलती कर दी अपने 1 और 3B के अंदर, ध्यान से सुनिएगा, ईच टैक्स पीरियड जनवरी में कर दी DRC 01B, फरवरी में कर दी DRC 01B, मार्च में कर दी DRC 01B, देयर इज एनी मिसमैच, 2B और 3B का तो आता ही था, नाउ कमिंग इनटू फोर्स 1 and 3B difference related to the outward liability. So be cautious and be cautious in filing your GSTR-1 and GSTR-3B, putting their difference, explain the difference, figure out the difference, reply with your difference, and satisfy to the officer, and the officer is not satisfied with your reply, then the recovery proceeding shall be initiated. It means डिटेंशन ऑफ द सेल ऑफ गुड्स कर सकता है, अटैचमेंट ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी हो सकती है, जिससे जिसने आपको पैसे देने थे, डिफॉल्टर को पैसे देने थे, उससे मैं रिकवर कर सकता हूं, रिकवरी बाय मैजिस्ट्रेट हो सकता है. देयर आर मैनी मल्टीपल थिंग, then section 79 will be initiated by the department. In addition to rule 88C, there is a changing in रूल 59(6) ऑफ द CGST रूल्स. पहले आपको पता था कि अगर आपने 3B फाइल नहीं करी और आपको नेक्स्ट, मतलब आपने 2 पीरियड की 3B फाइल नहीं करी तो आपको 1 फाइल नहीं करने देंगे, राइट? देन चेंजिंग टू इन 2022 देयर इज अ गैप ऑफ 2 months कमिंग इनटू 1 month. अगर आपने दिसंबर मंथ की 3B फाइल नहीं करी तो आपको जनवरी मंथ की 1 फाइल नहीं करने देंगे. दैट इज अ प्रोसीजर इन दी रूल 59(6) का ए एंड 59(6) का बी, जो क्वार्टरली के बारे में कहता है, एक मंथली के बारे में कहता है. नाउ कमिंग इनटू द पिक्चर 59(6)(c) एंड दैट सेज कि अगर a registered person to whom an intimation has been issued under rule 88C in respect of a tax period, it means कि अगर आपको रूल 88C का इंटीमेशन मिल जाता है, then you are not allowed to furnish your GSTR-1 for a subsequent tax period. It means डबल गेम चल रही है. What is डबल गेम? कि अगर आपको DRC 01B का इंटीमेशन आ गया, you have to furnish your reply within a period of 7 days. अगर आपने 7 days के अंदर रिप्लाई नहीं किया and the officer is not satisfactory with your reply, then the recovery proceedings shall be initiated in your case, and it is related to the per tax period. Now coming into the picture of rule 59.6, that also says if the intimation is coming to your place in respect of rule 88C of a particular tax period, then you are not allowed to furnish your GSTR-1 for a subsequent tax period unless you have either deposited the tax or furnished a reply explaining the difference for any amount remaining unpaid. So this is the overall picture of this. I'm sure you enjoying this 15 minutes exercise of rule 88C and 59.6 of the CGST rules. In case you have any questions or any information related to this topic, any recommendation given to the department, or your inputs will be highly appreciated. You can join my Telegram channel Praveen GST, and also can join or subscribe our YouTube channel for any further update. There is a question coming. If it is related to this, I will answer only this only. So my question is a little bit different from the topic. Sorry, this will cover in the future itself. So thank you so much. We will come in the next 2 days with many more amendment are there in the latest schedule with effect from 1st of January 2023. So by the way, हमारे साथ बने रहिएगा. Watching. Thank you.